Ready. Play.
The WTA Tour Finals starting this weekend in Riyadh is pretty exciting because I feel it's been a tremendous year for women's tennis. When I look at the 8 singles players that have qualified, they all have incredible stories about them in matches they've played this year and their journey in their career, the comebacks that we see represented. So I'm pretty excited for this year-ending final. Having played about 8 in a row back in the 80s at Madison Square Garden with unbelievable atmosphere, I certainly hope that the atmosphere in Riyadh is top shelf and represents what this tour, the WTA Tour, needs to culminate another season, 2025. What a season it's been. So let's look at the 2 groups. Steffi Graf group. Oh, boy. So obviously Sabalenka is been number 1 most of the year. And when you look back at her year, I think you can think about 4 to 6 matches that just had you at the edge of your seat, starting at the beginning of the year, right? When she lost to Madison Keys in the finals of the Australian Open, to that very emotional loss she had in the finals to Graf, how she ended up winning the US Open, where she felt so much pressure to defend because she'd had a year that was certainly deserving of a major final, but she hadn't gotten it done yet. So she sits atop of the Graf group. Obviously, right below her, the number 3 seed is Coco Gauff. What a story Gauff has been, the roller coaster of her year, from winning Roland Garros with her typical stubborn, positive, gritty mindset, to then not being able to serve most of the summer and having emotional almost breakdowns on the court at the US Open over the pressure of trying to get a serve that would just be reliable enough for her to try and win her second US Open third major. And, and then she had a really good Asian swing. And it's a matchup, if they were to play for a spot in the finals, let's say Coco Gauff, they hadn't played since that final at Roland Garros. And I feel like Gauff has the mindset edge there. Jessie Pegula, what a great job she did to secure a spot in the Asian swing here. She's become such a consistent player. Had a bit of an up and down year, but second half of the year was really Pegula solid, and she's just such a tough out. I want to see indoors in Riyadh how she uses her transition game. Coming to net, she needs a big serving tournament, and Pegula can do that. She's not like Rybakina at 6'1" that just has that serve that seems to be there indoors all the time. But for Pegula to contend to win, she needs the serve to step up. Paolini, great job for her to qualify singles and doubles and second year in a row in singles. I think Paolini had a great follow-up year from that kind of out of the blue 2024, where she got to 2 major finals in a row. I thought what she did in Rome this year to win that Masters Series 1000 at home was probably on the women's tour the most emotional regular tour stop final we had, with the atmosphere and Paolini's smile. And of course, I believe she won the double there as well. So that's the Steffi Graf group. By the way, before we leave the Steffi Graf group, I just want to mention that was my best ever win in year-ending finals in 1988. When I beat her in the semis, and of course 88 was her golden Grand Slam year. I had to put in the Pam Shriver plug there as we leave the Graf group and head to the Serena Williams group, who would love playing indoors at a year-ending final, a condition that really favored the greatest server of all time. And I'm not going to go in order this time, since I've just said greatest women's server of all time, Serena Williams. I want to talk about the best server in women's tennis right now, and the last one to qualify, Elena Rybakina at number 6. Boy, oh boy, indoors, if that serve's working. And I saw some really positive stuff in Tokyo when she clinched it, got to the semis, and then withdrew, which was a little uncool for a great tournament. Pan Pacific in Tokyo, it's been around forever. Not cool, but I understand. She wanted to, now that she clinched, she wanted to get back from Asia time zone to back to, a time zone that would be better for her to start this year-ending final. And I think Rybakina's serve is the best shot of all 8 in this tournament. No, I'm going to say it's tied with the Anna Samova backhand. And I'm going to go next to Anna Samova. What a story, right? What a comeback year, or a build. She built on the comeback that had already started before 2025. But I think in tennis history, and it may not go at the top of the list of unbelievable results because she didn't win the U.S. Open, but for Amanda Anisimova to lose love and love in a major final to Świątek, and then come back in the next major final and beat Świątek in the quarters, go one further, get to another major final. So it's so interesting because we have back-to-back years with major finalists that we wouldn't have necessarily thought it to happen. It was Paolini in 2024 with Roland Garros and Wimbledon, and then it's Anna Samova, Wimbledon, and the U.S. Open. And Anna Samova looks like she has the game, the mindset to stay at the top of women's tennis for a while. I feel like a little bit like Sharapova, she's working on her weaknesses. She's shored up some of her weaknesses. Her footwork, her conditioning is improved. The backhand is, maybe it'll be at the end of her career, people look back and say, that's the best two-handed backhand of all time. But I think the forehand side is no longer that much of a weakness. It's pretty doggone solid. And Anna Samova, I'm going to say if her serve is working well, and I don't think it'll ever be as good as Rybakina's serve, but boy, oh boy, if Anna Samova's serve is working, she's also almost 6 foot tall. She's got a chance to win. Okay, Świątek. What a year as far as, coming out of the clay court season, had some rough matches. It was very un-Świątek-like to win 2 games when she lost to Coco Gauff in the middle of the toughest part of the clay court swing, lose at Roland Garros in the semis, but then come back and with the help of Wim Fissette, find her grass court game. And I think indoors, is similar, right? I don't think it's been her favorite through the years, but I think she's ready to win on surfaces that haven't always been her favorite. She is in a group, the Serena Williams group. Of course, the Serena Williams group has the biggest power quotient, right? And that's representative of actually both players. The groups are named after extraordinary power, but Serena. So Świątek's going to have the ability on the forehand side to withstand a lot of pace with the people that are in her group. And I've mentioned Anna Samova and Rybakina. And of course, Madison Keys is the 4th one. A lot of questions about Keys. Didn't play that much since the U.S. Open. Some questions about her fitness. If there is a question mark of the 8 players, I'd say it's with Keys, but she can also come out of the blue feeling more relaxed and play great tennis like she started the year. And let's face it, Keys, when her power game is on, it's incredible, and she should like the indoor conditions in Riyadh. As far as who I think is going to win, I feel like it's really hard to predict. I see a lot of possibilities in here, and I think I'm going to go with number 1 in the world, because here's my thing. If I don't have a clear idea, and it could be any number of 6 of them, I think Sabalenka, Gauff, Pegula, Świątek, Anna Samova, Rybakina. I'm going to say Paolini and Keys are my 2 that I don't think are going to win. But whenever I'm not sure, I go with number 1. So that's why I'm going with Sabalenka. Let's enjoy.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.